act extending certain COVID-19 measures adopted during the state of emergency. The new law authorizes all members of a public body to continue participating in meetings remotely. The open meeting law's requirement that a quorum of the body and the chair be physically present at the meeting location remains suspended. For this meeting, the Hopkinton Conservation Commission is convening by video conference via Zoom, as posted on the town's web meeting calendar and the Conservation Commission agenda, identifying how the public may join. Additionally, the meeting may also be broadcast by HCAM through one or many of its channels or platforms. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and that some attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that others may be able to see you and take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. Please also keep yourself on mute unless and until called on by the chair. Supporting materials that have been provided to members of the commission for this meeting are available on the town's website. This meeting will feature public comment. After commission members and staff have discussed each project application on the agenda, the chair will open the discussion to public comment. Members of the public who wish to speak are asked to identify their name and address. 3 minutes will be afforded for each public comment. Each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted via roll call of the members. I will now confirm which commission members are present. Chair Melissa Ricas.
Present.
Ed Harrow.
Present.
Matt Moyen.
Present.
Jim Cirillo.
Present.
And I am Ted Barker Hook. I will now confirm that staff are present. Judy Day, Hopkinton Conservation Administrator.
Present.
Anna Rogers, Environmental and Inspectional Services Coordinator.
Present.
And Joe Orzel of Lucas Environmental.
Present.
Before I pass things back to the chair, Melissa, I want to let everyone know that we have a good number of hearings continued. If you are here for any of these hearings, they will not be discussed tonight. You're more than welcome to stick around, but I want to let you know that these will not happen. The Hopkinton Trails Committee hearing has been continued to October 21st. Both of the Wall Street Development North Mill Street hearings have been continued to October 21st. 47 Oakhurst Road has been continued to October 21st. 38 Downey Street continued to October 21st. REC Hopkinton 0 Lumber Street also continued to October 21st. Those are my updates. Take it away, Melissa.
All right. Thanks, Ted. All right. That being said, we can start with some work session items. We don't have any documents for review. We do have draft minutes for review. Does anyone have any comments or questions or not have enough time to review the September 9th, 2025 minutes? All right, hearing none, would anyone like to make a motion to approve the September 9th, 2025 minutes?
This is Ed. I'll make that motion.
Thanks, Ed.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor, Ed?
Aye.
Ted?
Ted is an aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
And I'm also an aye. Next up, Hopkinton DPW exemption request, borings for water main project. Looks like we have Carrie here.
All right. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Carrie.
Lovely. I'm in a different office. Hi, Carrie Reed, Director of Public Works. I'm here to introduce a project that we're going to be working on, a water main replacement, in-kind replacement on East Main Street. And this particular part is, we're still in like the engineering and design portion of it. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to our engineer, Miles from Haley Ward, to give you guys like an overview. But it is like a water main project and we're looking for an exemption as a water utility project. But Miles, you here?
I am. Thank you, Carrie. So yeah, I'll give a quick overview of the project. There are a few streets. Primarily, the work is on East Main Street. This begins just outside of the downtown area, extending to the town line with Ashland, which is approximately 9,400 feet. And then there are 3 lateral streets exiting off of East Main Street: Curtis Road, Clinton Street, and Cross Street. And those lengths of water main for those streets are 1,400 feet on Curtis Street, 1,500 feet on Clinton, and about 900 feet on Cross Street. So these maps that are included and are being showed here are overview maps of wetland resource areas, as well as proposed borings, which are spaced every 300 feet. There are a couple sections where you see that the borings are a little more closely spaced. These are areas of known ledge, exposed ledge on the sides of the road. So we increased to 100 feet spacings for these areas where ledge is visible. The borings themselves, with those distances and space 300 feet, we have, sorry, I'm just trying to find the numbers here. We have about 33 borings on East Main Street, 6 on Curtis Road, 6 on Clinton, and 4 on Cross Street. Where they're spaced a little closer for ledge, there's an additional 6 borings. These borings will be to a maximum depth of 10 feet. The water main is typically about 6 feet deep, so we're not going to go anywhere past 10 feet. What they're just looking for is refusal or ledge where the boring is. They also can observe water high water marks, and the auger on the boring is just 4.5 inches, and it makes about an 8-inch diameter hole. The unit that the drilling company is going to be using is a GeoProbe 7822, and we've discussed the wetland resource areas with them, and they're aware of this, and any boring spoils will be removed and disposed of outside of those wetland resource areas. So they're aware of that. And it's a lot of information. I'll pause there and let me know if there's any questions on any of the above.
All right, thank you. And this is all to replace existing water main?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all within the paved way, and it is there's existing water mains in all of these areas.
Okay. Yeah, and my opinion, it looks like this would fall under the public utility exemption category. Or work exemption for borings. Do you have someone on site with the boring crew while they're working?
We will have yes, a site representative during the borings.
Okay. Does anyone else on the commission have any questions they want to ask about this? No. Anyone from the public? Nope.
Can I ask an unrelated question through the chair?
I suppose. What do you got?
Is this a question of the current state of the water main under current existing conditions, or is this with the understanding that this is not adequate for planned upgrades to the system by tying into the MWRA?
The first one. So it's an old water main that was identified to be replaced.
Thank you.
Okay. With that, I think we can go ahead and, or we should vote on this to approve the exemption request. If I can get a motion to that effect.
So moved.
All right, I'll second.
All right, all in favor, Ed,
Aye.
Ted,
Ted is an aye.
Matt,
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
and I am also an aye. So yeah, good luck with the borings. When are you expecting to do those? After the fact question.
Yep. We wanted to get approval through Concom first. The drilling company said they can't schedule until they're green lighted. So tomorrow I will give them a call. Through September, they were booking out 3 weeks in advance. So I don't, perhaps last week of October, I would guess that's when we would schedule it for.
Great. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Carrie, did we have you, are you on here for something else tonight?
I did talk with Judy about seeing if we could get on for a drainage replacement project, an in-kind drainage replacement project on Spring Street.
Okay, under public forum.
Yes.
Judy, is it okay if we jump to that just while we have Carrie here anyway?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay.
So
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and.
yeah, sorry. There we go. Thank you very much. So we are notifying the Conservation Commission under what was the existing RDA of drainage work that we're doing. So the plan is to replace in kind some drainage that has failed, specifically a drainage line that was a corrugated metal between a catch basin in the vicinity of number 34 and it discharges to an outfall on the other side of the road. So there was sinkholes in the road. That's what we responded to. We discovered that the pipe was failing. And now we're just planning to replace it in kind. We're leaving the head wall, leaving the catch basin, replacing the pipe in between. Just wanted to notify the commission that we were planning to do this work under the RDA, just because it is very close in location to Lake Whitehall. So we just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of that and okay before we schedule the work. We're hoping to do it on Monday, October 20th, because we will have to close the road and that's a school holiday. So we're trying to get it done by then.
Okay. Judy, when we talked about this, we were thinking this could probably also just be considered under a public utility exemption.
Oh,
Correct.
lovely.
Yeah, I think why don't we go ahead, unless I'll open it up to the commission for questions on this one too, but I think we could probably consider it that and vote on this kind of like we just did on the other one as a exemption request. Does anyone have any thoughts on that or any questions otherwise on this proposal? No? Anyone from the public?
Through the chair,
Yeah, Judy.
happy to just give a little bit more background on the existing townwide RDAs. They haven't been renewed, so that's why it kind of makes sense to do this under an exemption request. But I've been working with Carrie and talking about refreshing those and doing a new townwide RDA or permit application for work that isn't enlarging or changing existing structures, but is within Concom's jurisdiction. So might look a little different moving forward. But since this fits within the public utilities exemption, should work for this.
This
Yeah.
one.
She had to call me out, but yeah, no, we are behind on we had these townwide RDAs that worked really, really well, and the new circuit permit writer up at DP has changed strategies, and we're just trying to figure out what works best for all of us. But yeah, she's right. My fault. I take blame on that one.
Okay. Yeah, I think it works out for this one, and I know there was some talk about whether notice of intent, townwide notice of intent, or RDA is the best route, but for future work, and yeah, I don't know that it makes a difference to us, or if you want to have those conversations later, have any thoughts you want to share. I'm pretty open to whatever works for the town. But on this one, can I get a motion to issue an exemption under the public utilities exemption category?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor, Ed,
Aye.
Ted,
Ted is an aye.
Matt,
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
and I am also an aye. Okay. Good luck with that one.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Being that it is 7:18, I think we'll jump up to the continued hearings. So first up, we have 16 Lakeshore Drive. It's a continuation from a retaining wall rebuild. And I think last time we were talking about the plantings and specifically the area over by the drainage pipe that goes along the property line of the house, and where best the plantings show, or the planting implementation would work along the shoreline. So do we have the applicant or the engineer on the line?
Yep.
This one? Yeah. Dave.
Yep. Good evening. So yes, between Steve Dana and Judy, they were able to confirm that planting on that right of way is adequate and is okay. Kerry came back with a comment about wanted to make sure that the roots of the plantings wouldn't affect the pipe. So it seems logical. We left a 4-foot opening on the north side of that right of way for access. And it seems appropriate that we straddle that opening over the pipe and plant on either side of it. So we do have permission to do that. Provided some data on the roots for Judy. I think Judy might agree that seems to be the best. So we're prepared to do the planting, revise the planting plan to straddle the pipe with the limits that are shown.
Okay. I did see in the file the email from Carrie. So that's great. I'm glad it can work with them. And I think my only question or thought is, those plantings, 47 square feet, wherever that makes sense. So horizontally, I'm not sure. It seems based on the sketch that there's area between the water line and where the plantings are shown. Is that true? Is there like grass in between the two, or are the plantings true?
Yeah, there's it's about 10 feet from the edge of the planting bed to the top of the stone.
Uh-huh.
It seemed to make sense to maybe attach it to the planter and just provide a little green strip. The idea hopefully is that it would go wild at some point anyways, but I just didn't want to get too close to the rock. The pipe comes right out at the rock. So it just seemed to, I can revise it if you so choose. I was just thinking that it may be best to leave a little strip.
Okay.
Looking for suggestions, I guess.
Gotcha. Yeah, I guess I think if the thought was to kind of let that go, that's fine. Either way, I don't know. Does anyone on the commission have any thoughts, or are we good with what's shown on the
Chair?
plan? Go ahead, Ted.
Yeah, I think as long as the space between the plantings and the lakes is not fertilized or treated in any way, then we're getting the same effect, I think, with protecting runoff we don't want going in the lake. And I don't know, protection of the pipe may be important as far as whether we plant right up to or request planting right up to the rock or not. But so long as if that grass is let to grow long, I think we're getting the same effect that we would if we did the planting right up to the rock.
Okay.
Through the chair, we can write a condition to that effect if you'd like.
Okay. Yeah, I think that would do it. Anyone else have any thoughts, or anyone from the public? Joe or Judy, anything else to add on this? Conditions we need to include?
To the chair?
Yes.
Yeah, I just said, I had sent an email earlier today and just mentioned a couple of the comments.
Oh, yeah,
which
hydric
we-
soils.
And that one was about the condition the work to occur during low water. And also just a reminder, I know the commission has decided that the wall as a PIB will be sufficient. But other than that, I think I'm okay with the responses.
Okay. So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, but I think we were good with the wall being the PIB. I think that's what we've done on other projects.
And also the maybe a condition that the commission be copied on any chapter 91 findings.
Chapter 91 findings, yep. And also, on this one, I think we wanted to make sure it was clear that we're not approving any wetland line on this plan. Okay. Okay, thanks, Joe. All right, if no one has anything else, then I'm gonna ask for, oh, yes, Steve.
Are we in agreement to straddling the pipe with the garden?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that unless if everyone else is. Think so. Yeah.
Thank
Melissa,
you.
I'll make
Yes.
a motion in a moment, but I just wanted to send out some thank yous. I really like how this project has come together. I thank Carrie and the DPW for allowing the plantings on the easement. I thank Mr. Dana and Joe for working with us. I think this has come out really well, and I think we're doing well by the applicant and by the lake. so I feel good about this. With that, I'd like to make a motion to approve sorry about that. That's a Jake braking truck out there. I'd like to make a motion to approve the application and ask approve for Anna or Judy to sign for us.
And I'd like to second it. Before I second it, I want to echo Ted's comments. He said it much more eloquently than I could have. Now I'll second it.
Okay. Thank you. All in favor? Ed?
Aye.
Ted?
Ted is an aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
And I'm also an aye. And as Ed and Ted said, thank you. Mr. Dana, thank you for working with us and Dave on improving the conditions along the lake here. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your professionalism and your service to the town.
Great.
Hey, can I just ask really quick, did anyone hear that truck?
No.
I don't know if my microphone picked it up. Oh my gosh, was it loud? That was insane. It was startling.
We should try to have a bylaw that bans it.
It's interesting that my microphone here didn't pick it up though.
It did a good job. Yeah. Did a good job weeding that out. All right. Next up, we have 37 Oakhurst Road. Continuation of a notice of intent after the fact lakefront work. So since our last meeting, I know there was a letter with a few pictures in the file from the homeowner. And if there is anyone, is the engineer on the line for the owner?
I'm on the line. Dave, are you there? Mark it on?
Yes, yep.
Okay.
You're
Yeah,
so
I can
good. All right, great. So can you just review what new materials have been provided since the last meeting?
Yes, we have confirmed the flood line and appropriate labeling with the appropriate buffer. We have provided top of wall locations, top of wall elevations currently, and some elevations that we're able to find from the top of the wall in 2019. And we've also added 2 planting areas, one to the left, near the left rear corner, and then one along the old dock and taking out some patio and converting that into a planting bed. Those are the changes.
Okay. All right. So those being the changes, I think that there were still, do you intend to address DEP's comments? They had like a long list of.
Yeah, so quite honestly, I'm going to get some elevations of the floor of the lake bed. And I was waiting for the water to come down a little bit so I wouldn't get too wet out of that. But we are attempting to do that very shortly to be able to compute some volumes that are required on the forms. So yes, we are intending to do that. And that's the reason why we haven't done that to date.
Yeah, okay. And then Joe, there's still some comments outstanding on your side of things, correct?
I believe so. I really haven't had a chance to look at the new material in much depth. You just received that yesterday, so
Yeah.
But scanning it, it looks like there are a few comments that are still outstanding.
Yep. Okay. So at this point in time, I guess we just have to talk about next steps and you know, we all want to move forward here. Obviously you have, I guess we have two things. We have the mitigation that we were looking for the patios and whatnot that were installed without permission. And then you have the patio that you want to finish under this existing or this notice of intent application, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that we can, you know, and there's still some comments, some DEP comments. I wouldn't think we'd want to close this out or make a decision on it before the DEP comments were addressed, or Joe's. So at this point in time, I think we need to continue for that information. Does anyone on the commission have any questions or comments looking at this material, you know, the new things that were added at this point in time?
This is Ed.
Yes, Ed.
And on the Open Space Preservation Commission, we've had some similar sorts of examples. I confess to being uncomfortable with this, with being asked to approve this after the fact, and I'll just leave it at that at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Through the chair.
Yes, Judy.
I guess if it helps, the commission could consider splitting what you'd like to see at this property into an order of conditions if you would like to allow the homeowner to finish the patio, and an enforcement order if you'd like to see that mitigation done in a specific way, any patio, you know, removed like's been proposed here, the plantings. Because if the work that's already been done can't meet performance standards, I don't think you would really be asked to issue an order of conditions for it. So if you'd like to kind of separate out what you're looking for here, I think it makes sense to, you know, explore an order of conditions and an enforcement order concurrently.
And in that regard, in order to close out the order of conditions, can you do that if you have an open enforcement order?
Good question.
Okay.
Haven't come across that yet.
Okay. Because right now the existing patio that's labeled their existing patio under construction, that's the portion that you are looking to get finished, or that, you know, there's been a hold on, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct.
That's labeled, and right now that's just dirt, or
It's yeah, most of it along the wall and around the dock area, and to the dock access, and to the right is all dirt because that all caved in this winter time, and that's why I did what I did at that time. So yeah, that's kind of a good picture of it right now. So it's about maybe 4 feet back currently on the right side, but I'm also going to be doing those plantings, if you guys all agree with that, going from from the dock entrance all the way to the far right, which is going to be over 50 feet of linear lakefront plantings. And to the left of the dock, as you see it, where there's a fire pit, now that caved in, and not completely, but has settled quite a bit to the point where it needs to be repaired. So I'm requesting from you guys if we could allow me to repair that area as we move forward in anything else you guys and we all agree to. It's very unsafe right now, and it's definitely a trip hazard. And I would just like to fill in those sinkholes.
Mhm. Um,
Melissa, may I ask for a quick request of Judy? Could we see the plan again? Is the patio on the plan and the fire pit, is it shown exactly, or is it just kind of a vague area? Oh, it's right there at the edge, but we don't see where the fire pit is exactly. It looks like it's kind of tucked just to the left of the dock.
It's about 2.5 feet off that curved portion of the wall, and maybe about 4 feet back from the start of the ramp going to the dock.
And then I know we've had a lot of meetings, so my apologies. Was that patio work approved by the commission in the past, or is this a after the fact request?
No, that was pre-existing. There was already a fire pit there when I bought it. There was already patio stone there underneath.
Yeah.
It was definitely approved by the building department and you guys 5 years ago, when I was hauling out all that trash.
Okay.
So at this point in time, I don't know anything more to say about that other than it's already been looked at by every single body I know. So
okay, we have a couple different properties, and in my head they get conflated, and I can't remember which one had work that was not approved, which one was approved in the past. So
yeah, I understand. No, pretty much, even this repair recently was mostly just quickly repair it so that it didn't continue to.
Right, I remember that part. I'm just trying to remember what's going on with the hardscaping.
But it wasn't, built over, wasn't expanded or anything like that.
Yeah, I think Judy.
And as a matter of fact, I've given up a lot of square footage here. So
I was about to ask Judy to confirm as well, Melissa.
I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to say, can you bring up I think it's plan number 1 that has the red and the black. It kind of shows what was there before, if you look close. If you want to zoom in on that, yeah, previous existing fire pit. So in my mind, where it says previous existing fire pit, that's what was there before.
Oh, I see.
And now where it says existing patio under construction, that whole entire area is now being built as a patio.
So that, and again, I apologize for not remembering. So the patio is new. The fire pit and that pathway are not.
No, the patio was redone 5 years ago, but where it says the wording, where it says previous existing fire pit, to that left of that fire pit was actual patio stone.
Okay.
And it was covered by at least 4 or 5 years of neglect. He never, while he died, he was a very sick person, never took care of the property. So the weeds were taller than all of us along there, but there was a patio underneath that whole area. As a matter of fact, the old patio pavers are still on our street. Someone else grabbed them and was going to do it, so they're piled up on Oakhurst right now as we speak. So no, that was all previously there.
Okay.
And like I've been telling you guys many, many times, I really didn't expand. Maybe a little to the right of the dock ramp. I probably expanded the patio there, but then I also removed 2,000 square feet of impervious structures. so kind of where that little arrow is says previous concrete walk. As you guys saw from that picture, that area is patio stone.
Thanks.
And again, I don't even know where that line was, or whether there was patio stone to the right or left of that back then. But I redid that whole area because it was all caving in and completely covered with debris, trash, you name it.
Okay. Dave, Mark Ladon, again, we've gone through quite a few hearings on this now. I can't remember if you put together a table or a document or anything on pre-existing, like impervious area versus proposed impervious area improvements to show.
Yeah, I haven't created any sort of a table. I could create a table, but I did provide David with some numbers on what was removed for impervious to the best of our ability. I could add those values to the 19 plan if you would like. Sure.
I think that would be helpful. I don't know if there's anything else that others on the commission would find helpful to kind of bring this to closure and be able to vote on it. Because it is hard to look at the plan and try and compare what was there before and what's now, just based on conversations.
Yep.
Yes, Ted.
I don't think I have a solution, but here are my thoughts. I find it really difficult right now without the DEP comments to be addressed, without all of Joe's comments to be addressed. I find it hard to know for sure what I'm approving without information. I like Judy's idea of breaking this project into two pieces with an enforcement order and an order of conditions. But right now, I'm just a little, I don't know if some of the DEP concerns are going to impact finishing the patio right now. I just feel like I want more answers. I would very much like to help him finish the project. I think it's good for him. I think it's good for us. I think it's good for the lake. But I feel like there's too many balls still in the air to even cleanly separate what should be in the enforcement order and what can be in an order of conditions.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, Ted. Just trying to organize it in my head. And I think definitely for the notice of intent, we couldn't or shouldn't make a decision on that without the DEP comments and Joe's comments being addressed.
I feel like what I'd like is, before we vote on anything or split anything, that we get those answers in plenty of time for us to all digest them before the next meeting or before whenever we continue this hearing. And some of that is on me, because again, I get this project confused with 47 Oakhurst, which has some similar questions. So the more time I have to really wrap my head around all of the answers to the questions that are not yet answered, it would really help me think through how to get this project wrapped up.
Yeah.
This plan, 2019 plan, I asked the Marketons to provide this plan for me as an option for me if I was going to tear down the house, which in hindsight I wish I did. So all I did was focus on a buildable envelope, really, for me. What I did allow the Marketons to use this plan to overlay the new plan, so that you guys could see the amount of structures that were there and that I removed. And in my letter to you, and this is no lie, that I did remove at least 5 dumpsters of trash, probably 2 that were in the lake and 3 right around it. And those pictures I recently sent were on the left side. I got 1,000 pictures, guys. It was horrific. And if you want to hear from my neighbors, I can have them all list, come in on the next meeting to tell you how bad it was. So, when I say I didn't blow up the place, I didn't expand like anything out of the, crazy at all anywhere. And so I feel like I would like to kind of move forward on this, and you'll see even where it says previous wood dock and previous wood deck. I mean, that was all removed during this one repair. And that was all rotted, and that was all in the water, and there was trash underneath it. I'm continuing to do my very best to keep cleaning up this lake and cleaning up from the previous owner's messes. It was a nightmare, guys. It really was. And I'm just really would like the opportunity to at least move forward before winter sets in to just repair around the fire pit. And we could all agree down the road, more or less shrubs. I mean, I already agreed to a large area and ripping out a large patio area to the far right and adding 50 linear feet of wildlife along the lake. I'm trying to do my very best to work with you guys. But time keeps ticking away, and now it's getting to be wintertime, and I'm losing my window of opportunity just to do the necessary repairs. So I'm hoping we can find a way, at least for you guys to allow me to continue to do the repairs. And then we can finesse everything when more facts come in from the state. And David, the water level just dropped right below the wall right now as we speak. So should be good for you to get out there to do your measurements.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think we appreciate, the information and the cleanup. I think for the commission to make our decision, and something that, we need to be able to justify. And I think things that, like, the picture here is there, and it's showing some differences. And I know in your email, and Dave said he provided the numbers for that email, but it is hard to match that up with what is shown on the plan. So, like, looking at the fire pit area as an example of what, if there was an existing patio there before, reflecting that in numbers that are easy, to see and understand. Okay, this area I don't think that's clear right now to the commission, and that's why we're having a hard time, wanting to make a decision here, is because it's very gray. It's very muddy water. I know it's clear to you from having been there and worked it and, seen the changes, but I think for us, it's not a clear picture, and that's kind of what we're trying to get to. And if splitting it, like Judy is suggesting, helps move forward, I think that's something that we can definitely support. But the patio piece and finishing the patio piece is the part that needs DEP's comments addressed. And that's, out of our, that's something that, we need you all to do. We can't do that for you or wait for that to happen later and issue an order. In the meantime, that has to happen before we can issue an order. things like the previous wood dock on the plan and the new dock, those are numbers, areas that can be put in a table or clearly identified as this is what was there, this is the new one. Obviously, the new one's bigger than the old one, looking at the paper here, but we just don't have anything to kind of quantify that, or maybe there's something that we don't clearly see that you can explain with a table or some numbers just to make it more apparent what the previous condition was and what the current condition is
I
that
took
we
a
would be
lot of
making.
previous pictures, so they're probably there
Yeah.
in your file, and that shows like where the dock is in the water and
Yeah,
a
pictures
lot of other
pictures aren't
dimensions out there.
what we use as metrics. So I mean, I know it'll show, the trash and whatnot, but really when we're looking at the plans and the orders and the enforcement orders, we're looking at metrics and things that are on paper, that we can measure. The wood dock is there and now you have a new one. What are the sizes? What's, the difference in the lawn area? You said you're removing, you have a net decrease in impervious area. And that is great, but we can't really see that or pull that off of this plan right now. So I don't think it's far. I think it's just kind of presenting it in a way that we can feel comfortable with what we're approving.
Through the chair.
Yes.
I would just add that if I were sitting in your chair, Mr. Holmes, I think I might be frustrated with some of the slow pace of this as well. From our chair, we also have to think about the next applicant on the lake and the next applicant on the lake. And every decision we make either reaffirms precedent or changes precedent. And so if we give approvals without all of the information that we would normally ask for, the next applicant can say, well, you helped that last person. Why do you need all of this information from me? And that really handcuffs us as we go forward.
Right.
I understand. Yep. I mean, I'd be happy to provide anything I can and whatever other information you guys can collect. But if we could probably try to get me on the next agenda so that I can try to hopefully do these repairs prior to the winter coming.
Okay. That sounds good. Dave Marquardt, are you good with being able to compile that information, or if you need anything from us, Judy?
Yep. Yeah, we'll get that all done. We'll get that to DEP and to Joe as quickly as possible. I think if we don't hear from DEP in a timely fashion, I think it's worth just continuing. I think what we're hearing is we need to hear from DEP before we get together again. So we'll produce the information as quickly as possible. We'll distribute it, and then we'll just sort of have to wait and see what DEP says. And but it makes sense to hear from DEP and to work out the bugs with Joe, and before we meet again. So let's continue for 2 weeks, and we'll see where we're at. And if we need more time, then we'll make the request.
Okay. Then can I get a motion to continue this out to our October 21st meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor, Ed?
Aye.
Ted?
Ted is an aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
And I'm also an aye.
Great.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
Thank you guys. Thank you for your time this evening.
Yep.
Appreciate everything.
All right,
All right.
thank
Have
you.
a good night.
I'm taking the opportunity to try to switch computers here.
Okay. So those were only two continued hearings for tonight. I'm gonna jump back down to work session. We have Trails Committee exemption request for Berry Acres Boardwalk. boardwalks. Judy, were you going to go over this one, or do we have someone from Trails?
I'm happy to. I thought we might have had somebody, but
Yeah. Actually, oh,
no, it's not Chuck this time. I think he's busy with the NOI.
okay. Okay, yeah, go ahead then, Judy.
Okay. Yeah, so this is similar to the last request for an exemption to install boardwalks at Berry Acres. This time they're looking at the section of trail that connects the Berry Acres trails over here to the end of Chamberlain Road. So there are two kind of low sections. Anna and I walked out there and agree that, it wasn't wet at the time, but I can see after it rains, those areas getting wet. One sort of right after the entrance to the trail, that's going to be the 16-foot boardwalk. And then one a little bit further in will be the 60-foot one. It's a little bit longer. Pressure treated wood, I think the same width as the other ones. And they are requesting an exemption from filing for a permit to install these two. Happy to try to answer any questions.
Okay.
There's some pictures they sent as well. So these are the two spots.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't have any questions. This looks pretty typical what we've approved in the past under exemptions. Does anyone have any questions, comments, thoughts?
I don't think I have an important question, but I'm having trouble picturing where that spot is for the trail going west. If I picture that cul-de-sac, I see the house there on the western side of the cul-de-sac, and then there's a metal fence, I think, before you get to the water. Is this path on the northern side of that metal fence? Is this?
So if you're looking towards the gate that's right in front of the emergency access bridge, it's right to the left of that. So not past the gate. There's just a little trail cutting through the brush there. Like if you're going straight off from where the catch basin and the cul-de-sac is right at the end, to the left.
Okay.
I think it's new. Yeah.
Okay. No, I don't have any other questions. I just have trouble picturing where that is.
Yeah, it's like past that last house on the left.
Okay.
Last stuff on the left.
Through the chair,
Yes.
was there a detail provided on the proposed boardwalk as far as height, spacing of boards and things like that? I didn't have a chance to take a look at this.
Yeah, that's a good question.
No, they usually do, but we did not get specs of the boardwalks this time.
That should be something. I mean, I guess I'm assuming, but I shouldn't assume. There's some saying about that. Assuming that they use the ones that we approved in the past, but it's a good comment, Joe, that maybe we want to have them append that to this application before we actually approve it.
In fact, I think they could almost cut and paste it from a previous application. It's probably this construction, but I do think it's probably bad form to vote approval on a probable assumption.
Yeah. Okay. Let's ask for that then. That'll give Joe a chance to check it out too.
No problem. I'll ask them that.
All right. Thanks, Judy.
Yep.
Thank you, Joe. That was good. Good call.
Joe's review on the fly. It's good. All right. So next up we have Harris to Curtis Road minor project change request. All right, we had this on for the last meeting. And I see Joe Marquardon, you here for this one? All right.
You may recall this one. We spoke about this one at the last hearing. I tried to put my ducks in a row with all the stakeholders before we started that process. One of those was the health department. I met with Brian Besso with a draft plan, and I thought I had it straight, but I am embarrassed to admit that I misunderstood the guidance I was receiving from Brian Besso. He spoke of the flow of effluent and the need for a polybarrier underground to mitigate some concerns. I assume we were talking about flow towards Curtis Road and flow towards the south, towards number 4. He was also looking for polybarrier to the north and west, flow back towards circa 1950s masonry block foundation wall, so that we did not get flow back from the leach beds into the facility. That's the part I missed. So in speaking with Judy, she suggests I pull together a plan, make a request of you folks for the change, and it's highlighted here in blue. That did not appear on the last plan, that section that now runs along the foundation to provide that extra bit of safety factor. So the erosion control did not change. The limit of work has not expanded. The barrier is 70 to 95 feet from the resource area. So we are well off from the resource. Not a dramatic change in my mind. Judy suggested we come to you folks and make the ask, and I don't feel it's a big one. I'd be happy to answer any other questions.
Okay. Thanks, Joe. Yeah, this just looks like a little bit of additional grading in the existing disturbed area. So I'd agree that it looks like a minor project change. Does anyone else have any thoughts on this? Anyone from the public? Okay. That being said, can I get a motion to issue a minor project change approval or approve as a minor project change?
I'll make that motion. This is Ed.
And can I get a second?
Sure, I'll second it.
All right.
All in favor, Ed?
Aye.
Ted?
Ted is an aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Jim?
All right.
And I'm also an aye. All right. Easy peasy. Thanks, Joe.
Great, thank you very much.
Yep. Next up, we have 1 Fox Hollow Road, request for certificate of compliance. Judy, you want to go over this for us?
Sure. This was a order of conditions issued in 2024 for a septic system and associated grading for a single family house. Can pass it over to Joe to go over his comments. But just as an overview, he mentioned the site was stable. There was ongoing work on the driveway that was outside of jurisdiction. He recommended the erosion controls be removed, move one of the PIBs that was installed incorrectly, and then a minor as-built plan change to label the PIBs as the PIB. So that's been done. And Anna and I did confirm that the PIB that was installed on SVT property was moved back over into the line of PIBs. And we also worked with the homeowner to add 2 additional PIBs at the edge of lawn, as this is a really steep slope and you can't really see the PIBs down here. So just another added visual barrier there. We did confirm that the erosion controls were fully removed, although in doing so, it looks like the homeowner did quite a bit of heavy pruning in the back. So I just wanted to make sure you all were aware of that. Mostly pruning, but it did look like 2 small saplings were cut. And I have the homeowner's explanation of this in the folder. I can attest that area was super tight and riddled with poison ivy. So, it was going to be a task to get the erosion controls out. If I missed anything, Joe, feel free to jump in. But I think Concom, you all can decide if you want any mitigation for the removed vegetation. I think that's the only thing to discuss. Otherwise, it's ready for COC, in my opinion.
Okay. Joe, do you have anything to add from your?
No, I think Judy covered all my points perfectly.
Okay. All right. Do we have the homeowner on the call?
Yes, we are here. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, this is our meeting after 1 year. Thank you all with your cooperation last year. So as Judy summarized, it was that the last few things what we need to do to remove some of the fences, silt fence and all. It is like a lost house in the neighborhood, and then the project was going on for. The subdivision was going on for almost 7 years. So there were a lot of fences that were there in the back. So my idea was just to try to clean up as much as all the fences that were there. There were like wattle fences, buried silt fences. So in doing so, as Judy mentioned, so one area there were some poison ivies, and then it was a very tight spot either to sit or stand. So some pruning was done there. Apart from that, so I tried to follow what Conservation Commission said to me. So we'll try to cooperate with the town. Yeah.
Yeah, we have been working with Judy and Anna closely, and trim all the slit fence and the waddles which was buried under the soil are all taken out.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for working with Anna and Judy on that. I know sometimes, especially if they've been in there for a really long time, those silt fences can get buried pretty deep.
Yeah, it's about like 5-6 inches. Yeah, it was tight spots. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for doing that. And for putting the additional PIBs at the top of the wall. I think that's very helpful too, especially if it's getting overgrown down at the bottom. I think I'm good with approving this. Does anyone have any other thoughts from the commission or the audience? No. All right, can I get a motion to issue the certificate of compliance for 1 Fox Hollow Road with signatures by Anna or Judy?
So move.
Can I get a second?
I guess I'll do a second. I'm looking at Ed.
All right, all in favor, Ed?
Aye.
Ted?
Ted is an aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
And I am also an aye. So you're all set. Thank you for your work on this. All right, next up we have 1 Emerald Drive. Judy, you want to go ahead and give an overview on recommendation on this one?
Sure. So this was an order of conditions issued for construction of the house and associated site work at 1 Emerald Drive. So previously 0 Hayden Row. Very minor comments on the COC. So self-reported changes were just grading on the southwest side of the house higher than proposed. And Joe's comments, fairly minor. Site was stable. Erosion controls had already been removed or were biodegradable and decomposing. So nothing outstanding on this one. Recommend approving the COC.
Okay. Joe, did you have anything to add?
No additional comments.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions or comments on this one? I think it's pretty straightforward. So that being said, can I get a motion to issue a certificate of compliance for 1 Emerald Drive with signatures by Anna or Judy?
This is Ed. I'll make that motion.
And I'm really happy to second Ed's motion.
All right. All in favor, Ed?
Aye.
Ted?
Ted is an aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
And I'm also an aye. So then moving on to number 2, Emerald Drive, also a request for certificate of compliance. Judy, can you give us a overview and recommendation on this one as well?
Sure. So house directly across the street. Again, another order of conditions issued for construction of the house and preparation of the site. A few more self-reported changes from the engineer on this one. They said the overflow outlet from the rooftop infiltration unit was installed within buffer zone on the northeast side of the house. So I believe that's around here. The PIB was installed around 3 to 6 feet west of what was proposed. Grading at the rear of the house was higher than proposed, and a staked boulder wall was constructed in buffer zone near the north side of the wall, or north side of the property, sorry. Joe's comments on this one indicated the site was stable. There were erosion controls remaining at the property at the time of his site visit that have since been removed. So I think as long as the commission is okay with the changes reported by the engineer, I think this is also in a good position to be COC to be issued.
Okay. And that the change in the dry well outlet location, I don't know if you know Judy or Joe, or I see Chris is on the call too. Was that stable, that outlet, or why was that? Did it change drastically, or was there a reason for that? I'm assuming it's just grades and.
Hi, this is Chris Nation. How are you?
Hey, Chris.
Hi. The outlet is indicated on the plan. It actually shows an invert. If you see the dry well in the rear, and then that outlet is maybe 20 feet away or so, it is noted on the plan as a 4-inch PVC, and then it shows an invert of 385 point, I believe that's 85.
Yep.
So it is, there's a substantial amount of lawn before that terminates, or I should say between where that terminates in the wall and then the resource area. As for how that differs from the original plan, I don't have that original plan on me.
Okay.
I didn't realize that it was going to be a specific question, I guess.
I was just curious. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was always going to be an outlet. It just, the location changed a little bit. Is that essentially?
Boy, it's not clear to me.
Yeah, this is the approved plans up here. I'm not seeing a specific location for it.
Yeah, interesting. Nor am I.
Through the chair?
Yes, Anna.
So typically, houses in the commission's jurisdiction have that standard condition that all roof, the dry well. So it may have just been that it wasn't originally proposed, but Chris may have been reading the order and seen that condition. And so we didn't have that specific, location, and we just didn't catch it, but we had conditioned that it did need a dry well. So maybe that is what happened.
Okay.
Gotcha. I can say that I never I never see anything come out of it. But it is there. It's for
Okay.
the roof runoff.
That's fine. I'm sure if it looked like an issue, Joe would have picked it up on his review, so I feel.
Yeah, through the chair, there is a photo, or a couple of photos of that, if the commission is interested in taking a look.
Okay.
Photo number 16, 0642, kind of shows the outlet and the lawn between that and, the resource of it.
Oh yeah. Nice and flat. Okay. Yeah, I don't have any further questions.
Through the chair.
Yes.
I just want to confirm one thing. Looking at the plan, I think it's true, but when the PIBs were placed 3 to 6 feet further west than the original plan, that's further from the resource area, right? I see Joe nodding yes. So great. I got no beef with that at all.
All right. Anything else from anyone? Nope. All right. Can I get a motion to issue a certificate of compliance for number 2 Emerald Drive with signatures by Anna or Judy?
So moved.
Yeah.
I'll second.
All right. All in favor, Ed?
Aye.
Ted?
Ted is an aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
And I am also an aye. So you're all set. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. All right. Public forum requests.
So this is Ed, and I have a question.
Sure.
When we did the cleanup at the bridge over the Sudbury River, and there's plastic wrapped wattle that's been left and it's buried, etc. And I'm really wondering what the best resolution to that is. If the fact that it's wrapped in plastic is what sort of has my attention.
Through the chair.
Yeah, go ahead, Judy.
Yeah, I think this was associated with work on the bridge at Aikens Park over the Sudbury River. I think that's on our side, so I can reach out to Carrie about it. I think it was maybe too much to do it as part of the cleanup. But I can definitely talk to Carrie, and if not, I also saw wattles on the Southborough side, so I can reach out to the Southborough agent too.
This is about keeping your own house in order.
Yep. Thanks, Ed. Appreciate that. And were there any other public forum requests? We covered Carrie's.
Nope.
Already.
No additional.
That was it.
Yep.
Okay. All right. That being said, anyone have anything else? Just a quick one tonight.
Like
it was.
Yeah,
We're gonna have a long one sometime soon.
I know.
I think it was good because we finally got Matt to be quiet.
I'm tired today.
Well, with that, can I get a motion to close the meeting?
I'll make that motion.
All right, he's awake.
I'll second. Oh no, I'll give it to Jim.
Yeah, give it to me. Thanks.
All right, all in favor, Ed?
Aye.
Ted?
Ted is an aye.
Matt?
Aye.
Jim?
Aye.
And I am also an aye.
Aye.
That does it.
Thanks, Al. Any candidates that we know of yet? Melissa, any update on that?
No candidates yet.
All right, let's spread the word further.
So yeah, keep reaching further out.
I can attest that Jim and I are trying.
I think on the 18th Saturday, when there's another one of those peaceful protests, I'll put up an advertisement.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, thanks everybody. See y'all.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, everyone.
Thank you.
Good night.